Another week of fun, Charles. What do you think?
Man, what a blast. What a blast. What a wild world we've lived in with these sports so far.
It's been crazy. This past week was nuts. We had some upsets. We
Yeah.
got we got some good NFL games to look forward to today.
Yeah, we have some great NFL games to look forward to today. Yeah. Hell yeah. Whoa, where'd my shit go? All right, here we go again. Here we
See.
go again. I see you there. I see you there. Okay. All right. We've made it. We'll start with Friday's slate. Tulane and Memphis was fun. That was actually a pretty honestly, the Friday games were good.
Do you want to talk about the funniest thing about it? Remember that? Did you see that meme that I sent you of the dude pissing?
No.
He pissed on the field. The guy for Tulane could not hold it to the locker room, and he pissed on the field, like where the media has their little tents and stuff off, like
Yeah.
the banners. Yeah, he just
Yeah.
pissed in the corner. How that's not indecent exposure?
How does that even happen?
How does it happen?
Oh, my camera's fucked up again. Hell yeah.
Whatever.
I
It's
was scared
entertaining.
there for a minute, man. I was
Yeah,
like, no.
we're good.
All right. But
I
anyways,
just, I
yeah.
don't know how. And how do you get how does a cameraman get that angle?
Dude, there is
It's
some
weird.
weird shit going on with people like 16 to 24 years old.
They
Just, I don't, it's not like, oh, I wish my grandparents were around so I could ask them some questions. But honestly, growing up, were we exactly how we're seeing like this group of people right now pissing on the field? That I
think
saw one
yeah.
dude just stop in traffic because he wanted to dance in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
That's not in football, but still,
Yeah.
like, not to go too far off topic here, but damn, dude, shit's crazy sometimes.
Yeah, TikTok has really exposed a lot of that stuff.
Do you think that's what it is too? Do you think it's social media? Because man, we did some dumb shit as a kid, but like,
I think it's just the fact everybody's got a camera now.
none of us, even with the dumb shit we did, none of us would have posted. Yeah, it is.
But
Everything's under a watchful eye
well,
nowadays.
and that's the thing. Nobody would have. You might have did that, but nobody would have believed you did that unless it was on video. Remember,
unless
it's
it was
video.
on video. Yeah. Take pictures or it didn't happen. Now it's do it for the vine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, wild. Arguably the football game too. Okay, so something I am pissed off about, right?
Yeah,
and
go
it's
ahead.
something. Where did I bring this up? Have we gone too far with gambling? And now I'm going to bring this up throughout the season because Tulane Memphis was over.
Yeah.
And Colorado Stanford had started. But we were forced to watch Tulane Memphis until a certain point and then got a split screen of both games because there was certain people,
the betting line,
because there was people interested on the betting line of this the football game's over. I'm watching now. Why am I being forced to watch this game for bettors? That didn't sit right with me. What, like, you should be on to the next game now.
Yeah, is ESPN in bed with the whole gambling thing because weren't they the ones broadcasting the game?
I can't remember. I can't remember where it was.
The Colorado game was on ESPN.
No, I think that was. But if it's on like ABC or anything like that, it's ABC with ESPN.
Well, NBC,
or NBC with ESPN.
Well, yeah, Disney owns them all, so I guess whatever. Yeah,
that's
wild.
my thing. I'm sitting there and I'm like, and I'm getting the volume for the Tulane Memphis game.
Yeah.
While I just have to watch the pictures across the screen with the Colorado Stanford game. Now, okay, nothing really happened in the first couple of minutes this time. But in that type of game with those type of players, any 7-second play has a chance to be a big play. And I'm being forced to watch a game because people bet on Tulane Memphis.
Yeah, they bet. But see, they bet on those really crazy weird games because they're easier for people to bet large sums of money on and win more money. And
even the probability of the team getting so Memphis was driving, and what were they going to do? Were they going to go kick a field goal before the time went? Because that's what changed the game. Maybe that miracle touchdown play. You're talking like a sub 9% chance for this play to occur, and I'm being forced to watch it.
here's the thing. If it was not a score thing, then it was a parlay thing where it was a like a circumstance thing, like you
Right.
said. Was it a
So
field goal? Was it a what is it, a sack? Was it an interception? A turnover on downs? All those things would scream that someone
right,
had a shitload of money on a parlay for something to happen.
for
And
Tulane,
someone,
Memphis.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now, we have arguably established at this point that we were forced to watch that game because of a gambling line. Even the commentators laughing about it without saying anything about it was pissing me off. So why do we have all these rules against sports gambling? And why do we have states where you cannot sports gamble, but at this point national television is forcing it down your throat?
Yeah, in the advertising for sure,
in
100%.
the, in the advertising through my phone, through the shit I'm looking through.
Yeah, I think
If it is what it
yeah.
is, but we need to stop punishing people for sports gambling then,
Well,
if
you
this
wanna
is the world we're living in.
if you wanna save this, I would save this for when we go on with Paul and Mike because I think they have a very large opinion on this as well. I think
Yeah,
we're really gonna dive in with them on this.
absolutely. Because
We both feel very strongly about the
I
fact that
do
the kids should be able to gamble. If they're allowed to get NIL money and all this other shit
at
based
this
off it, they should
point,
be able to have an opinion, yeah.
at this point, you are, yeah, absolutely. So that's what kind of, and then
Gr
what
is
led
that
me.
is that what
Well,
grinds your gears in the opposite
no,
direction?
no, we've already gave one this week. I've got a couple bangers for next week. I'm
Alright,
not
alright.
sure. I'm not sure which one we're going to drop on Monday yet. But yeah, that'll be coming on Monday. But okay, so now then it's already late for me. It's even later for East Coast people.
Yeah, it was late.
You're talking what, about 20 after 10 by the time the game got on.
Yeah.
And the moment the game gets on, the very first thing I hear is, and the camera pans to like Deion Sanders the whole game, the Kardashians of football. Here we are again. And I'm like, you know what? I just can't take this right now. And I go to bed.
Yeah, what's up with them trying to tag his, like, facial expressions all the time? I don't understand that. There's some
I,
weird thing with that. Like you
bro,
said, the
I knew
Kardashians, it's
I
really
knew more
strange.
about his 24 karat plated headset than I did about any Stanford player on the team.
Dude,
Now,
his son's getting burned right now for what happened at halftime. His Instagram went live with merch when they were up 29-zip. He's getting
yeah.
burnt bad.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if you read any of that, but
No,
that's part of what you're saying right now is that they were flexing the whole game, like, up until that point. Did you see the halftime interview? If you get a chance, listen to Sanders at halftime. They interview him at halftime, and he is, like, gloating. He is, "Yeah, we good. We balling.
yeah, I
The
did catch his
boys are out there
post game
playing deep."
interview,
Yeah.
and it was it, and
Oh, he threw everybody under the
he
bus. He
threw
threw that.
everybody under the bus. I mean,
Yeah,
he's talking about how he ain't got no dogs, they ain't ready to
yeah.
win, none of
Eh,
that. And I'm like, man,
dude, he brought in all of these players. These are all his dogs.
there's a lot going
Yeah.
on in that world right now. And what's crazy to me about that is did they drink their own Kool-Aid?
I think so. I
Did
think
they
they
drink
mixed.
their own Kool-Aid?
Hey,
How do you not know who you are?
here's a hot take. This is one I think that you're going to sit there and you're going to giggle and you're going to laugh. This is what happened. They went in that locker room at halftime and they freaking mixed themselves up a giant fucking tub of that fucking tropical punch Kool-Aid and they fucking doused all their egos inside of it and they fucking drank that shit right to the fucking moon. And guess what happened in the second half? They came out fucking love drunk on that fucking Kool-Aid and they fucking laid
Okay,
a fucking.
Michigan starts the game 134 yards
No,
for
it was
them
no,
and
it was one.
negative 8 yards for us. Was it
Yeah, yeah.
164 for
It was like
them?
one. It was like 160 to like I think 4 when they
Negative.
finally got a positive
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
Yeah,
But then we scored 52 points on the next 8 possessions. So there's that. In
that's
this
because that's a team that doesn't fucking.
in this
Yeah,
scenario, now they should
that's coaching.
they should not have beat ASU, to be honest with you. And
No,
this game may have knocked Colorado out of bowl contention, which
this
is crazy
team,
to think in the Pac-12.
they might not even win another game. That might have been the game. That was probably the easiest game left on their schedule.
Yeah. Yeah. Which,
Because, dude, Arizona, look what Arizona just did.
yeah.
Waxed. They waxed Washington State 44-6 or 44-8. Arizona did.
Oh, yeah.
Arizona
No, they don't.
on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they won their first. So they've won 4 games, though. So they went over the 3.5 mark.
But this is
That
the
should
thing.
have been an easy bet, though. So so they got UCLA, Oregon State, Arizona, Washington State, and Utah. Yeah, I don't see them winning another game.
Yeah, I want to know why it was 3.5 when that wasn't even the same Colorado team. I feel like that was a scam. Something that was Jacksonville State in Colorado uniforms.
Yeah.
That's how many of those players he brought over. He brought over 18. Something crazy, some crazy number he brought over from that team. And there's only 3 starters left from that original Colorado team. Like 3 players, period, I think, that even played.
They'll be entertaining to watch from here on out. But
there's no more all eyes on me.
I don't think it's the storyline. No, I don't think it's the storyline at all anymore.
Let's see the same thing. Let's jump right into the next one. Because let's just keep it in the Pac-12. USC, they're done. They might not beat another ranked team. They're not going to beat a ranked team.
It's called the Pac-12 inflation, bro. It's called the Pac-12 inflation. The Pac-12 is so bad that if you're an okay team, defensively, if you're an okay team, like you really shine. But I've never really witnessed a Big 12 game outside of when Oregon smacked fucking Colorado, right?
Yeah.
Like I never really seen a 40 plus to sub 17. Oh, excuse me.
Well,
sub 17 game. You don't get those very often. Every team scores 20 plus points in the Big 12 or in the Pac-12.
I will give the Oregon-Washington team was fantastic.
Man, I know. We'll talk about that soon. I'm so bummed the kicker missed, man. And it's just fucking irony. Like the whole Pat McAfee thing on the college halftime show and giving the kickers love. And I get it. And I do. And it's tough. And it's rough. And it's man. I'm so mad he missed that. It was.
They're teenagers, man. They're young guys. They're 20-year-old kids out there. They're not adults yet. They're out there trying to make a play.
I'm not mad at him. And I don't blame him, and I'm not upset. And he'll probably make way more than he'll miss from here on out. But damn it, I'm mad because that was one hell of a game. And I really wanted Oregon to win. Just Desmond Howard with the big Phoenix energy that fucking killed me, man.
Big Phoenix. Yeah.
Big Phoenix. The whole college crew. Dude.
That's your Heisman right now.
Yeah.
Penix is your Heisman right now.
Penix,
the dude, he's got ice in his veins.
Listen, Penix is the Heisman right now. But I think Jay McCarthy takes the Heisman by the end of the year. I really do.
The only way that he takes the Heisman is if Michigan wins the national championship. That's the only way.
Well,
his stats aren't gonna
the Heisman, but he's not in a system where you have to throw the ball 30 times. So,
but it doesn't matter. The Heisman always goes to the person who pretty much leads the country in every stat. That's just the way it goes.
I'm telling you. Here's the thing.
But Charles, we don't vote on it. I agree with you.
But no, but hold on. Now listen, because the blank page bullshit wouldn't agree with a running back or Desmond Howard or any of that scenario, right? It generally goes to the most valuable player to a team. Is Michigan a national championship contender without Jay McCarthy?
Before the season, even if he was hurt, they probably would still put him as national title contenders because of the defense. Their defense is like top 10 in the country.
But where we are in the season right now without JJ McCarthy, are we?
I think they'd still be undefeated without him. I don't really think it would.
But are we national champion contenders?
You can't
I think we live and die with McCarthy.
Every team lives and dies by their quarterback, though.
Yeah. We'll see. The way I look at it is JJ is the most valuable player on that Michigan team. The defense is going to be the defense as a whole, right? As its entirety is great. But
if he's not getting the love yet, he ain't going to jump 15.
Bro, he's like fifth place. He's like fifth place in the odds right now.
Yeah. But you only top 3 make podium.
But we're week 6.
They're 7-0 right now. Michigan's 7-0.
Or we're week 7, regardless. But there's a lot of football left.
Yeah, and you're gonna find out if he balls out against the best 3 teams, those 3 ranked teams, then goes on to the Big Ten championship game. Because isn't the voting done once the regular season's over? I believe it is.
Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
think the Heisman's
People,
before the national
yeah, yeah,
championship.
yeah. Well, absolutely,
Um,
it is.
so yes, if they go undefeated, and they smoke all three. If they go undefeated and he looks just freaking lights out, yeah. But this is one of those things where it's yeah, he has the potential, but we need to see he needs to finish the job. He needs to put what do they always say with the Packers? The dagger.
Right.
He needs to put the dagger in the fucking ground.
He's got a little bit of work to do, but I think if he finishes the season going
They can't start
15,
slow
if
though.
he goes, it doesn't matter how they start, arguably, when it comes to the finish. Because at this point we're talking about the finish. We're there. Even if they start slow, dude, I'm not there isn't one team I'm looking at on this schedule that if Michigan shows up with their best, that we're not gonna beat. Penn
I'm not
State's
a
coach likes to talk about something along the lines of, "Oh, they haven't played anybody yet."
Did you see
Well,
Joe Klatt? Did you hear Joe
West.
Klatt's?
What's Joe say?
Did you hear Joe Klatt? They said that. They go,
Yeah.
the coach Franklin goes, yeah. He goes, we can't all play cupcakes like Michigan. And Joe Klatt goes, dude, you're playing UMass this
You're
week.
right. And to even further the point, they've played West Virginia, Delaware, Illinois, Iowa, Northwestern, and UMass.
A Delaware team that a few years ago gave up like 90 some points in a game.
And they beat Delaware 63-7.
Yeah, wow.
They just beat UMass 63-0. Like I just
Hey, did you? I actually posted on this. Illinois almost had 400 yards worth of offense versus that defense.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
dude.
If you could do anything at all, you could score on Penn State's defense. Ohio State and Penn State's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game coming up.
That we're going to find out. Yeah, we're going to find out how good they are.
The offenses are like a cripple fight.
Yeah.
The defenses are going to do well, but I think Ohio State's going to come out on top of that one.
Ohio State can throw the ball, but Ohio State's their running game this year is mediocre at best. Man,
absolutely.
I don't understand.
And the thing is that
Ohio State
has been able to throw the ball against okay defenses. They have not been able to throw the ball against hungry defenses. Maryland's defense in the first half was hungry, and it took halfway through the third quarter and the fourth quarter for that game to get out of control.
You've said it before. Decent teams can hang around with good to great teams for 3 quarters. It's that fourth quarter that separates the men from the boys, and it's been that way. Michigan is another animal. A team can hang with them for about a quarter and a half, and then by that time, the frickin' anaconda comes and strangles the fucking deer. That's how that goes.
You're going to hear a lot about point differential, and you're going to hear a lot about end of game play. But this entire season, we've only seen our first squad out there for 26 snaps on the defense. I'm talking 26 snaps. That's what they average per game on the defense in the 70-some snap fucking game.
That's because they play 24 guys on defense.
Right.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And they go, oh my God, Charles, you missed it. They go, oh yeah, Penn State plays 14. And I go, 14, huh? Michigan doubles that on defense. And you know what? At the end of the season, and you know what other team did this the last 2 years and won a national championship? And their name starts with a G and ends with an A?
Big ass G.
Yeah. Georgia did the same thing the last 2 years. They rotated in 20 guys on defense. And guess what? That D was fresh all the time.
And Vanderbilt putting up 20 on Georgia. Probably could have been more.
Dude,
Brock Bowers going out. Alabama almost losing if Arizona had a quarterback who wouldn't give shit up.
Bowers had an MRI, huh?
Yeah. I haven't heard much about that.
No, it was negative, but still, dude, not good. No. Like, he's all that offense. Dude's top 10 pick. Shit.
And could we be looking at a hot take right now? Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready. Hit me.
Bowers, stay out. Stay out. Rest of the season, stay out. You don't got to prove nothing more.
No,
there's nothing more. There's nothing more you can do. But what you can do is hurt yourself and ruin that top 10 draft pick choice. And people don't want to hear it. Fans don't want to hear it. But damn it, kid, sit down.
Charles, we know a tight end that ruined his career by doing this.
Yeah, this doesn't work.
JB works for the Big Ten Network. Jake
doesn't he work for the Big Ten Network now? Yeah. Please, dude, listen. I can't wait to watch you in the NFL. I can't wait to pick you up as a fantasy bro. Tight ends need help. You could be a game changer, man. I doubt you're listening right now, but maybe somebody down in Louisiana who knows somebody that you know who knows somebody who's, yo, man, these guys are like, hey, you should not
Sit out.
play.
Sit out.
Please.
That's a shitty thing. Yeah.
I just, man, I would much rather, as a Georgia fan, buy that dude's jersey and all of his football cards for the rest of his career and thank him for what he's given us so far. That's just, those type of injuries compound, bro. They compound.
Oh, for sure.
And nothing but time is going to give the best chance for healing and all that shit, right? You ain't going to get any more time in the world than you're about to give yourself right now by just being there for emotional support and taking a fucking medical sabbatical.
Yeah.
A medical sabbatical.
You and I, yeah, we can agree on our podcast. We can agree that if it's gotten to the point where it's a potential issue now for you, you definitely should be sitting out at least a game or two until it's evaluated by a professional, like
Right.
a legit
Call Arthur.
Orthoscopic surgeon.
Surgeon. Call Arthur Blank from the Falcons. Go and get a hold of those Atlanta doctors. The schools have that pull. Somebody knows somebody. Get a hold of those Atlanta doctors.
Yeah, somebody knows somebody.
And just get cleared. Because you're going to do great, you're going to be great, and you're going to do great things in the NFL. So don't let pride fuck your career up.
Oh, you know what it is?
My advice.
It's the trifecta thing. Oh, win the third natty. Dude, not at the risk of your NFL career and the potential for you to supply money and financial services for your family for the rest of your life. Absolutely not. It's not worth it.
No.
I would say the same. I would say the same thing if it was a Michigan player.
I tried to say the same thing to Blake Corum. I think arguably he made the best decision just because of the draft,
the team, the players,
the team.
I am irritated with everybody's top 30 NFL draft boards right now. They have one Michigan player being drafted in the first round, and it's JJ McCarthy at 22. And they've got Travion Henderson, who hasn't looked like a fucking first round pick the entire season for Ohio State. Come on. I do understand the two Ohio State wide receivers going in the top 10. They are elite.
They're so good. They're so good.
Marvin Harrison Jr. is just a fucking freak.
He's so good. He's so good.
It's just, it's being a Michigan fan. I can admit when a player is good, but what I don't like is the fact there are offensive linemen on there that weren't even on the Remington watch list last year and are going in the top 20. And like, it just makes no sense to me. The guy, Joe Alt from Notre Dame, is a very good offensive lineman. He should probably be the best offensive lineman in the draft, but it's Notre Dame and he probably won't.
No. Yeah. My only finger crossed moments with that is that becomes true.
Yeah.
Not for the fate of those gentlemen or the outlook of the school, but because, damn, can you imagine the picks we're going to get if some of these Michigan players drop into the 20s and into the mid section of the second round?
They had
those offensive linemen are going to fucking be money, bro.
They had that Xavier Worthy, the wide receiver out of Texas, going like 22nd. I'm like, dude, Michigan could get, or not Michigan, Green Bay. Dude, that dude is a freaking baller.
Yeah.
I think he was recruited by Michigan. That's why it was at the top of mind.
That would be really legit. But to double back, because I don't want to walk away from the Caleb Williams here. So the Heisman is gone. We've seen that. He's not winning a second Heisman now.
The Heisman's gone. They're like holding. They have to run the table to make the playoff. Dude, they play ranked teams almost the entire way out. They put Washington State, Washington, Oregon. Dude, they're not going to beat any of those teams. Come on.
No.
If they could not beat a Notre Dame team who is a above average defense and an average to above average offense. Notre Dame is a top 15, 17 team.
Yeah.
When the season's over, they're top 15, top 17 max. They're not going to be a top 12, top 10 team. They're going to lose another game that they shouldn't lose. They're probably going to lose to Pitt on the fucking road or whatever it is.
Can you imagine how different the story would be, though?
Had they won that Ohio State game.
Had they put 11 players on the field.
I like it. We keep running back to this. We're just going to circle back.
I'll never forget it. I'm eventually going to put a T-shirt on that says 11 players win a game.
I've got a friend that he just Snapchatted me. He was at the Notre Dame game last night, and he sent me. I should have saved the Snapchat and posted it on here when they rushed the field last night. They were yelling overrated, and Caleb Williams was on the field. And he just looked up at the scoreboard. He took it like a man, and he looked at the scoreboard. He was disappointed. He was upset.
I'm going to be excited to
But
see Caleb in the draft. I'm going to be excited to see him in the NFL.
but it's dude,
And this is something we'll be able to talk about a hell of a lot on Monday. But I mean,
I don't think he's the number one pick. I think he just lost his
I
number
don't
one
think
pick
Drake
status.
May is either, dude. I swear to God, I posted something about it on Facebook, dude. Drake May looks like he's got a corn cob shoved up his ass when he's running around that football field, and he makes some good throws. And man.
Yeah, but I don't think there is an elite quarterback. Like,
No.
I mean, in elite because they under pressure they all make mistakes.
Yeah.
There's no generational talent quarterback. These guys they always want to try to push this media narrative, and I hate it. I absolutely fucking hate it, man.
No, if I'm up there in the draft, I'm taking Caleb Wilson over Drake May.
Williams over May.
Williams over May.
I still put Williams as the number one quarterback. I'm just saying I don't think he's the number one player in the draft.
No, God no. I would.
But if you were,
I would rather if.
But if you need a quarterback, he's the number one.
If I already had a quarterback, offensive line and defensive line,
right?
But I'm in this scenario, Carolina or something. Who goes to Chicago? It's Chicago might end up. I'm telling you, fucking Bowers might end up in that top 3 category, just because of who's picking.
It's going to depend on what they need. It's all about needs.
Yeah.
It's a need basis.
Yeah, I think if it's not the tight end, then it'll be a defensive. It'll be a DT or a middle linebacker. Man, there's some stout middle linebackers. Who was I watching? It's this 200-pound little just wrecking ball, dude. Who was it? It was I don't know. I can't remember where he played.
Well, there were some good ones. There's definitely some good ones. There's a good one for Penn State's Penn State has a very good linebacker. I can't remember his name, but he's a top 10 pick. I can't remember.
Iowa's got some dogs on that.
Oh, the Castanez or something.
That might have even been, dude. That might have even been the game I'm talking about. They got a 200-pound safety, dude. That's I have a
wrecking ball. I live in Wisconsin. I live in a split household where Mandy loves the Badgers and I'm a Michigan fan, diehard. But when Michigan and the Badgers don't play that season, I'm a Badger fan when the Badgers are playing because, hey, I don't care if they play Michigan in the Big Ten championship. This happens every single time Iowa and Wisconsin meet. It is a shithole football game.
People talk about Iowa State being something wild, man. The game. Dude, oh my God.
I was at a wedding on Saturday and people were watching the game and they were like looking up at the screen and Mandy's cousins and uncle and they were all like watching the game. They're like, oh man, here it goes again. It was literally like, what was there, like almost 20 punts in the game? That's fucking crazy,
so bad, dude. Iowa's defense is really good, but
yeah, they're good.
Put 31 points on them.
But when they go out and they get a coach and they've got Phil Longo as their offensive coordinator, the genius from North Carolina, dude, they should be better. Wisconsin should be better. Like, I don't get it.
It should be a lot better. God damn it. Why you got me down here in September again?
Yeah.
No, I'm taking, the thing that really pisses me off, right?
Yeah.
Is that the Pac-12 is who the Pac-12 has been for the last decade.
Yeah. And the fact that they kiss their ass with the rankings is what pisses me off.
And it just got fuel fed into something because the Pac-12 is dying. And what should be talked about in this entirety of a category, in my opinion, is the fact that the Pac-12 commissioner current is the one that led to the destruction of this conference.
Oh, he's kissing his own ass. He's sucking his own dick and kissing his own ass with this. He's saying, oh, look at us, look at us, look at us, look at the Pac-12, look at the Pac-12 right now. Look at us. We're top 10. We're top 5. We got number 3. And then all of a sudden USC goes out there and goes into Notre Dame and just lays a fucking egg. That you're gemstone of a fucking team. And then Oregon goes to Washington and has a fantastic fucking football game. Absolutely amazing. And Washington, their defense was the difference in that game.
And that environment was electric, dude. I'm really excited that we're starting to see some of these other schools now.
Yeah, because we're going to see them firsthand.
5 fucking places, dude. It didn't matter.
Can we
5 years ago, game day would have been at that Alabama place. It
Yeah.
didn't matter. Like,
Can I give you a couple? I want a hot take on this from you because I already
yeah.
know my opinion on it, and I want to feel if you share my beliefs in this. I said I had a post and it said Lincoln Riley. What the fuck has he ever done in his career with Oklahoma? He won 4 Big 12 titles. I said this is a guy who always goes to the dance and he can never dance with the girl and kiss the girl at the end of the night. He makes it there, but he can't make the fucking big move.
I don't disagree with you, dude. Texas
Hey.
was beating the hell out of Oklahoma without Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
It wasn't
They've never
until
done
Baker Mayfield.
anything.
Yeah.
He's never done anything. His offenses have been elite. And then he goes out and gets the Ohio State defensive coordinator. And the dude, he should be fired right now.
Yeah.
He shouldn't even be fucking a coach.
Yeah.
Like that defense is terrible. Colorado came back on him. Notre Dame smoked their ass. The USC is
so bad. It was just out coached.
Oh yeah, he was out coached by
players out
Notre
of
Dame
position,
coach.
horribly out of position.
Charles, hey, say it. Look what happens when you got 11 guys on the field for Notre Dame. You win.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm getting that T-shirt. 11 guys on the field equals victory. I'm gonna figure that out.
Oh, you need to make it. You got to have the Boys in the Woods logo on it.
I know.
Oh no, what really grinds my gears in the opposite direction when you don't have 11 men on the field and then just have a picture of the Notre Dame Ohio State thing and just have them counting the official counting the fucking guys on the field. Don't copyrighted. Charles and I got that. You can't steal that idea.
Oh
said
man,
said it here first.
College football was crazy. It was, and yeah, looking at the recap of that Iowa-Wisconsin game, quarter 2, Iowa touchdown. Quarter 3, Wisconsin field goal. Quarter 4, Iowa field goal. Quarter 4, Wisconsin safety. Quarter 4, Iowa field goal.
Yep.
Whoo, child.
11
minutes and 49 seconds left, though. Iowa scores a touchdown, and people at that point go, this game could be something different.
It would be the most Wisconsin-Iowa thing as if they had won 13.
And it was, dude, it was Williams rushed for 82 yards. It was an 82-yard broken fucking play, too, man. That's just killer. Hell, if they don't get that broken play, man, I'm telling you.
They
lose by 2 still.
If you have to put yourself out there at that, and that's the thing. What's the hell, dude? Like the Badgers. If I'm Braylon Allen, I am like losing my shit. You're one of the top 10 running backs in the country, and they are trying to run this weird, crazy offense that doesn't surround you. It doesn't fit him at all. They got him running trap plays, but they have him running into the guard. He's literally ran up the guard's ass because the guy's so slow. It's like, dude, put this guy on the outside. Let him freaking cook. Let him run. Give him the ball in open space. Like you said this the other, like last podcast, you said, hey, I'm watching this with Kenny Pickett. Like you guys are throwing these little fucking shallow outs. He goes, dude, spread the field. Make these guys work. Make the defenders have to defend people. Like when they get the bunch up in the middle, there's nowhere for these fucking receivers to go. They can't get any separation.
No, it's like watching a Joe Barry defense. Here we are. Yeah. Here we are.
Let the players make.
All you got to do is all right, there's the mic. Pull the protection. Yeah. That was it. There's nothing else there. You see it. No. It's right there. There's nothing else there. There's no disguise. It's an archaic high school football game. Holy shit, man. You get paid a whole bunch of money. So the little bit we get to talk about with baseball here so far. The top 5 MLB teams.
Yeah.
went 1-13 this postseason, with the only win being the Atlanta Braves.
Yep.
Everyone else got swept. Baltimore, Dodgers, Braves, Brewers.
And they didn't just all get swept. They all looked bad. And
I was so upset with the Brewers, dude. I was like, man, the hitting, it reminded me of the beginning of the season. Oh, no.
And then you realize that
holy shit, Arizona's pitching was really good.
Yeah. The Brewers looked the best. Of all the teams in the playoffs, the Brewers looked the best against them. They had a 3-1 lead. 3-0, 4-0, they were up.
If the Brewers pitching could have been there.
Sustained it, yeah.
and you want to find something. And arguably, it was their players were better that day than ours. You can't even yell at the coach because who's going to take their starter out at the beginning of the fourth inning when you've got arguably two of the best starters outside? Freddie Peralta could be an ace anywhere else. Two of the best starters left in postseason. Why are you taking them out in inning 4? Can you imagine that? Let's say we just lose those games anyways, but you took them out in inning 4. Now you are fucking. Their players play better, and it showed against the Dodgers. Holy shit, it showed against the Dodgers.
What's funny is they were on a 4-game losing streak coming into Milwaukee. They weren't hot coming in.
No.
They got hot versus the Brewers.
It made me so mad because I thought for sure we were going to be playing
Chicago
or Miami. I thought we were playing Chicago and Miami. They were sitting up there fine. They had the wild card. They were fine. Like 2 weeks left of the season, they were fine, basically.
You want to know the one that hurts my feelings the most?
Man, we would have wrecked Chicago or Cincinnati.
Man, I was really bummed when the Baltimore Orioles got knocked out. I really wanted to see that young team. Who the fuck wants to watch the Texas Rangers? Fuck me. I hope they don't make the freaking World Series. I'm not a Texas Rangers fan.
You got Texas or Houston.
Yeah.
If I have to pick one,
I guess I'm picking Houston.
Who's got the most former Tiger players?
Houston.
Houston?
Yeah.
With Verlander.
I think there's 2, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Who from the NL? I guess I really like watching the Phillies play baseball. I like watching the Phillies,
but I met Corbin.
I'd love to see Arizona on it.
I met Carol's dad, dude. I've got to pull for Arizona. Nick Castellanos is doing some pretty crazy things, but that's just it's Philly.
Yeah,
it's Philly. Just Philly. So
the Philly just has the Braves number. That's 2 years in a row they swept them not swept them, but knocked them out.
Yeah. You got Zach Gallen going on the mound for Arizona.
Gallen,
I didn't watch him. I watched. Wow, what's up with my dude? Holy shit! What's up? Oh my god!
Flexing? Are you flexing,
bro? I gotta hide these guns. I was going to be going shooting with the father-in-law today, and then the podcast popped up.
Should you get the watch and start? You should start flexing your watch. Yeah, there you go,
dude. Hold on.
Yeah. Come on, give him one.
I got my birthday watch. Hold on, I gotta shake it to start it.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a battery, but if it sits for too long, it stops working.
Yeah, come on, you gotta have your flex. That'll be the Instagram fucking
there
photo right there.
Ready? Check this out.
Yeah. I'll try to find that somewhere.
Yeah, minute 40, 14 seconds.
Yeah. I don't get that either. I really don't get that either. Hopefully we don't see that the rest of the season. Hopefully
we'll see it forever. It's the thing now. They're calling it the Shador. I'm telling you, dude, it's the Kardashians of college football, bro. The shit is.
I like that offensive
Kool-Aid, bro.
I like that offensive lineman did it back though.
Still Stanford.
Yeah, Stanford.
So Connor Bernard starts in the NHL. The NHL has actually been pretty amazing starting off, dude. I just want to throw this number out there before we jump into anything crazy because we'll start wrapping up. Football's about to start. Actually, if you want to pull it up too, we'll do a small little pick'em. NFL. God damn. Schedule. But anyways, so Connor Bernard was cool. Connor McDavid here. Ooh, the Ravens right now are smoking the Titans 24-13.
Hey, man, since you called them out and you called up Flowers and all them guys, they've been playing.
I'm glad they learned how to catch the ball. That was super significant. It may have something to do with the fact that they're no longer using the rugby ball, from my understanding.
People really like your take on the Kenny Pickett thing. That got like 3,000 views on YouTube pretty quick too, like within a day or so. People were all about it. They agree. And like I said, we get a lot more things right than we get wrong in our hot takes usually.
Just call it how you see it. I've noticed common sense with critical thinking goes a
Charles
long way.
Flowers did catch his first touchdown pass today. You called it. He dropped 200. You said he dropped 200 yards versus the receptions and then 2 TDs. So guess what? He's got one today.
He's got one today. My brother's probably just ecstatic.
that team, if that team can fucking get it together, my God, they are a fucking and the thing is they're
They
flying
should be
under the
super
radar.
dangerous. They should be
It
super dangerous too.
yes, and when Baltimore flies under the radar, it's never good for anybody in the AFC
You're not going to want to go to
Mm,
Baltimore or see Baltimore in the
in the
playoffs,
playoffs. No.
especially if they start clicking,
No,
especially when they start clicking.
they're well coached, they're disciplined, and if they can figure it out on offense, that defense can always hold their own. So,
But I do back to the NHL real quick.
yep, go ahead.
I've got a Wayne Gretzky watch alert.
Oh,
A
nice.
Wayne Gretzky watch alert coming. Entering his 9th season, coming off of a 153.8th season.
Oh yeah, I saw the Wayne Gretzky thing. It was like 834 goals to 1. I'm like, they're not putting any pressure on this kid at all, are they?
But
Yeah.
Connor McDavid is 150 points away, entering his 9th season from 1,000 career points.
Connor McDavid is nuts.
That dude is a beast. And unless Connor Bernard starts throwing some shit at that net faster than he's been,
they're gonna wean him in because he needs to get physically bigger. He's going to be on that, I think, second or third line, and he's going to be
Chicago is projected to win the Stanley Cup in 2031 or 2032.
How the fuck do you do a futures 7 years out, 8 years in advance?
Bro, Detroit is picked to win the Stanley Cup in 2029.
You've got to get me these websites. I gotta fucking look into this shit. This is wild. So
Yeah, these are some betting futures.
Fucking did you go back to the future and get the fucking
heard it here
sports
first.
almanac?
Detroit Red Wings are winning the Stanley Cup in 2029. All right?
You hear it here first. Charles has a sports almanac from 2031.
CJ Stroud, 292.2 passing yards this season, 3rd in the NFL and most among rookies. 189 pass attempts entering week NFL.
Dude, I need to get that Stroud rookie fireworks immaculate. What is it? 1 out of 35. I need to get that card graded because I don't know what that card is. I cannot find the fireworks card version of it, so I think it's a variant of a rookie card. So it doesn't make any sense to me. I cannot find another one like it.
You definitely need to get them graded. It's heavy. We need to go to a grading thing, though. We need to figure it out. We'll do a shuttle service.
I think if you want to go, I think, shit, it might be next weekend. Fuck.
Right. I thought it was the 27th.
Is it 27th?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should hook up. Maybe we should look up and go down there. It's only 50 minutes away.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. Yeah. I drive way further for Brewers games. That's 3 or 4 times a year. So.
It's in a freaking old bowling alley. It's not that bad.
Oh, we got to do that.
We wear the gear. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we're going to do a quick pick 'em. I wanted to do a pick 'em the whole time, and I did. For some reason, it keeps just failing. So now that we're doing this college show, we'll end the college show with an NFL pick 'em. The Ravens and Titans are already going. We won't do it that. So you've got the 49ers, Browns. I'm picking 49ers.
Niners as well.
All right. We got the Seahawks, Bengals. I'm picking the Seahawks.
Yeah, I don't believe that Burrow is going to have all of his weapons, so I'm going to say the Seahawks are going to sneak one out on Burrow this week as well.
I like the Seahawks defense more than the Bengals defense.
And I also like the Seahawks to cover the over in that game. It's 45.5.
So we've got the Saints Texans. I'm going with the Texans on this one. I'm going with CJ Stroud and the Texans. I don't think the Saints have enough offense to deal with what CJ can put up right now.
All right, this is going to be the first one that we disagree on. I believe that this is going to be the game that Alvin Kamara comes out and has a hundo on the ground, and he's going to see the end zone twice, and the Saints are going to squeak one out by 3.
Ooh. So the Commanders Falcons. I'm going to take the Falcons on this one. I think the Falcons are a much better team than the Commanders.
Yeah, I got to agree with you there. The Falcons defense is definitely better. Robinson is a beast on the ground. The Commanders are so inconsistent. Howell is a 6 touchdown, 6 interception guy at 1349 through the air. They're just not consistent enough to beat the Falcons. So yeah, Falcons. And then Falcons will cover that 1.5.
And then we've got the cripple fight, Vikings versus the Bears. I'm taking the Bears, actually. I'm taking the Bears in this one.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. The fact that Minnesota doesn't have Jefferson, I think Addison is also as well hurt. Who are the Vikings going to lead on it? It's not going to be Madison. That
No
running
more
game can
Dalvin
only do
Cook.
so much. And like
Yeah.
you said, one of the hottest quarterbacks in the NFL right now is Justin Fields. So
He could be the exact reason we don't see a quarterback taken in this upcoming NFL draft until pick 4 or 5.
yeah, for
Actually,
sure. That's what you
absolutely.
said. Yeah.
So then we've got the Colts Jaguars. We've got the Chew versus what's his face down there. Can't think of
Trevor
his name.
Lawrence,
Trevor
T. Lawrence,
Lawrence.
T.
Yeah,
Lawrence. So
Clemson guy.
it's gonna be Minshew, huh? The drunk uncle, like you called him last week.
I'm telling you, I'm thinking the Colts pull this one out. I like the Colts defense. Jaguars spent a lot of time over in England. They are now back at stateside. I think there's going to be a little belly rub in that one. I think Garner Minshew and Joshua Downs connect for 2 touchdowns in this game also.
I believe now that Jonathan Taylor is actually back in full swing, I think that the Colts running game should get going, and Minshew is going to do more than enough as a serviceable backup to win this game for the Colts as well. And I see the Colts covering that 4 points in Jacksonville as well.
You got the Panthers Dolphins. I don't even know why you would pick against the Dolphins in this one. I don't see Bryce Young's outlook being any better. He's going to throw at least 2 interceptions this game. Miami's defense is bad, and Adam Thielen's going to get his points. But
and the sad thing is, it's a 14-point line there for Miami, and I don't even see Carolina even coming close to covering that.
No,
they might be.
It was 14.5, but the rookie running back went out, so it dropped it down a half point.
Most there, it's still decent enough. He's going to get about $120, maybe a touchdown. Tua's probably going to run him 1 or 2 in without even throwing one. So that O-line is nuts. So
Carolina's got a lot going on. So we've got the Bill Belichick Bowl coming up. I don't think things straighten out for Bill. I think the streak continues for McDaniels. I think the Raiders pull this one out.
Is Mac Jones still benched or no? Did you just get benched?
No, he just got benched in the second half. But the rookie quarterback, Malik, he is on track. If Mac Jones has a spectacular game like he's been having the last couple of weeks, this might be the end of Mac Jones, who becomes the first quarterback sat, by the way, on the crazy who's going to get sat first list. And I was really banking on Kirky Cousins getting traded.
I think the Raiders get back to 500 here, 3-3. I just don't think that team is just got it in them right now. They're hurting. That team is probably the one that of all the teams in the NFL, everybody's just scratching their head off.
Yeah.
Trying to figure it out.
Man, it was a fun run seeing Bill all these years.
There's another interesting one. I don't know if you thought about this one much, but the Cardinals-Rams game.
I was just about to bring that one up. Yeah, Cardinals-Rams. I've got the Rams. I've seen Matt Stafford enough. If this is a shootout,
I do. I believe the Rams are going to win, but I think Arizona is tough enough to cover that 7 points. I think it's going to be like a 5-6 point game.
I think Arizona needs to stop shooting themselves in the foot and realize who they could be drafting if they could sit comfortably between 4 and 7 in the league.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray is not the answer. That dude is racking up Call of Duty kills right now. Eagles, Jets. I want to say this is a no-brainer, and that's got me scared, but I'm playing against A.J. Brown in fantasy this week, which means A.J. Brown is going to go 245 and 3 touchdowns. I think the Eagles walk all over the Jets. I don't even know what the number is, but it's over that.
And I believe the Jets' number 1 corner is Gardner or whatever.
Both of them are out.
Yeah, they're both out. So, yeah, it's not looking good for them. They're probably going to lose by 2 touchdowns.
Concussion protocol at that, and they're out from the following week. So this argues that they're probably going to be out multiple weeks, and I don't see them coming back at full strength next week. We could even see a situation with how the Jets season playing that they just shut them down for the season.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I can see that. Just let the season play out the way that it's going to play out.
Just let it play out the way it's going to play out. So then you've got the Lions Buccaneers, which is probably going to be my favorite of the week.
Oh man, this is a 4:00 game. What is this?
Yeah.
3:30. Yeah,
3:30.
Yeah, man.
My heart is picking the Buccaneers, so I'm going to take the Lions in this one.
Yeah,
I'm going to take the Lions in this one. They have proven to me that it is worth me being wrong.
I don't believe that Baker's going to be able to find Evans enough in this game. It's going to be a lot closer than people probably expect it to be. But I'm thinking this is like a 20, 27-20, 27-21 football game.
If
And the
it
Lions
wasn't,
on top.
and we'll talk about this a little bit more on Monday, but if it wasn't for the shit fuck ass Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes show that for some reason has become this theatrical circus now in the NFL, it is disgusting watching Patrick Mahomes throw the ball right now. He
Yeah.
has so many other players open. He's got hot routes open. If you just, we'll talk about that later. But anywho, to further onto your point about the Lions and Buccaneers, I have the Lions kicker on the fantasy team, and I chose the Lions kicker over the Kansas City kicker. I had assumed
Right.
Kansas City was going to make way more touchdowns. I figured that this was going to be a battle of the 50-yard line, and kickers were probably going to take the cake, with Detroit breaking out with an extra touchdown or two. And if it's two, it's because the defense got a pick six or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Lions have been tough.
I agree. Yep.
And then you've got the Giants, Bills.
This is probably the no-brainer of the week because the Bills might sack them double-digit times again.
Somebody is thinking something different. The defensive line has dropped almost 2.5 points. They were like 10.5. They're almost down to 8 now. So but Daniel Jones is out. I don't understand what's going on with that.
Oh, I got it at 15 right now.
You got it at 15. I'm talking fantasy defense.
You're pulling her out the old fantasy. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on. If you have
I don't get it
fantasy defense right now, play them. They've got the most interceptions in the league right now. I think they've got the most sacks. They had a hard game against the Jags, but it didn't really affect them much.
And isn't Daniel Jones out?
Daniel Jones is out. Yeah, Saquon Barkley is supposed to be playing.
Questionable or
something. But he's questionable right now. I wouldn't play him.
No, I wouldn't touch him. No.
But you and I are on a podcast that doesn't make a whole lot of money. So maybe you do play him.
Yeah, do whatever you want. Play with yourself, play with your teammates, play with your whatever. Play with yourself.
And then it rounds out with the Monday night game, the Cowboys versus the Chargers. I am taking the Chargers in this one all the way, although I do see CeeDee Lamb getting at least one touchdown this game.
Fingers crossed. That CeeDee Lamb one is I couldn't even wrap my head around it. Like, you got so in depth with the whole CeeDee Lamb breakdown. You're like, dude, going this way, missed 6 catches. Don't understand what the fuck Dak's doing. Like, I watched it, dude. I watched the highlights and I saw exactly what you were saying. I'm like, how is he missing this guy?
It's so bad, dude. So bad. It's so bad.
Yeah, didn't make any
sense. And it's not like he's bad, dude.
No,
he's averaging like an over 90% target him, I'll catch it right. You just not throwing him the ball. I don't know. But the Chargers offense is explosive.
Yeah.
If you're betting money on this game, take the Cowboys because I trust the Cowboys coaching staff over the Chargers coaching staff. But in this pick'em category, I'm taking the Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers. So what our only discrepancy is the Saints Texans.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. We disagreed on a few lines for the game and teams covering, but other than that, it was
the overall pick 'em. All right, cool.
That one kind of is a pick 'em. It's like $1.50. Like, it's like anybody's game, but yeah, we'll see. From here on out, I guess we'll do a little thing throughout the season, and we'll see who has got a better record towards the end of the game. But it's pretty much, since we think the same, the records are probably going to be pretty similar. But
they should be pretty similar, absolutely. And this will give us a good foundation. What, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. It'll give us 14 picks off the board.
Yeah.
So then next week we'll get together pre-show. But what we'll do is we'll do a personal pick and then you picked for me, right? So I'm going to pick, we'll say that if it was this week, I want to take the Cardinals Rams. And then for you, as long as you didn't pick it, I'm going to.
You picked. Oh, yeah, you picked me a game to pick.
So then I'm going to choose the Eagles Jets for you to pick. And then so then you'll come back with your. So we'll have to talk a little bit pre-show because we might, but I think that'll be exciting. That'll be exciting.
Make it tough on you, too. We should do a college game. It'd probably be even harder to pick. That would be even worse.
Yeah, we could do those on Monday shows because that'll be coming up on the following week.
Oh, yeah. I always forget that this is a Sunday show. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, Awesome, man. And for everybody out there listening, thank you so much. Click like, subscribe, or don't. Just keep hanging out. It's cool. Whatever. We
Yeah.
care about you more than